Okay, guys, welcome along to a special edition. I'm joined by the legend, Mr. Patrick Murray, aka Mickey Pearce. He looks the exact same. You haven't aged a bit, Mickey.
Oh, this
You
is
haven't.
definitely the old version. I'm no spring chicken.
Not
I
at
mean,
all.
I mean, people come up to me sometimes and say, "You're Mickey Pearce, aren't you?" And I say, "Yeah." And I say, "Yeah, but you're old." And I think, well, uh, don't you get old? And if you don't, you know, I'm a bit of what you're on, because I'll have two boxes if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, age is only a number. Obviously, Patrick, things are crazy at the moment, but you're keeping well. Obviously, you're safe and all the family are safe.
Sorry, say that again. Sorry, I'm definitely.
No. So things are good for you at the moment. Obviously, yourself and the family are all safe at the moment.
Oh yeah, all good. Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Now, you've had a mad journey, okay? The journey's still mad. You're still on, incredible journeys, around the world. You've been all over the world. You've been, on some, big
Yeah,
TV shows.
I mean, apart from just being the acting, doing the acting, I've had a few chapters in my life that totally unconnected, really, but worth noting. I think, I had a period of being a poker player. Well, I still am actually. I play online now, but I went to the World Championships in Vegas for a couple of years running. But how I got there, you wouldn't believe, because I was staying in County Clare, just down the road from you, because you're in Cork now.
Yeah.
And I was in my dad's old house, the old family house, and a beautiful cottage right on the banks of the River Shannon, where the river fish meet the seafood and the dolphins. Oh, it's absolutely gorgeous there, And but I was alone, and I was a bit bored, so I did the 5 miles down to Kilrush, and there was a pub there, and I wasn't drinking at the time. I was sober, and there was a sign on the window that said, Texas Holdem poker, 8 o'clock tonight. So I thought, it's a good way to get to know people, So I popped in there, and everyone was really welcoming, I knew how to play the old game, the 5 card. But I didn't know Texas Holdem, which is like a totally new science. But anyway, they soon described, where I was and all that, except for one fellow who sat on my right, and he got on my nerves, And there was one point, every time I bet, he raised me up. And I thought, he's on my case, And then there was one point, there was a hand down. And I misread it. I said, that's mine, is it? Aces and sevens. He said, no. He said, that's aces and aces. I thought you said you could play poker. And I looked at him and I thought, I'm going to go away, I'm going to learn this game, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to whip your ass. Am I allowed to say ass on it?
Yeah, of course you are, yeah, of course.
Thank God for that. I thought I'd been...
Not at all, of course.
Anyway, I went back and I was on the internet in Clare, which isn't, that was a major feat, out there, because it wasn't easy getting internet in those days. I'm going back to 2002.
Yeah.
So I got on the internet and I started watching all the poker programs, and there was lots of them then. I downloaded a poker site. My God, I must have lost a fortune in the first year. And then suddenly I turned the corner, I suddenly realised, a pair of queens is a nice hand, but if someone bets and there's a king on the table, throw it away. And as soon as I learned how to fold them, and suddenly I was cashing in every game. Yeah. So then I went down to Limerick. Now, first I was playing in Ennis, and then they said there was a tournament in Limerick where you could win a ticket to Dublin for the Irish Championships.
Yeah.
I'm only a year into this now, but I went to Limerick in the old jalopy, and it rained all the way, 45 minutes, raining like mad. And I got there, and I won this tournament. I won this ticket to the Irish Championships. So I was really pleased with myself, and I got home and I thought, next Friday, Dublin. And oh my God, how am I going to get to Dublin? The old jalopy would never get me there. It's 4.5 hours east to west coast. It's got to be the most difficult journey on earth, if you're going from the east coast of Ireland to the west.
100%.
Get it? So I thought, I can't take the jalopy because, it wasn't even like taxed. I had a Guinness spear mat in the window for my tax. So I was wondering about this, and I was trying to make all sorts of plans, and I thought, I don't know, maybe I can't do it. And I got a knock on the door. And you wouldn't believe this. This is amazing, Like this is my next door neighbour, John, and he was an oyster farmer. And he said, I said, hello, John, how you doing? He said, Pat, can I have a quick word? I've got a problem. I said, what's that? He said, every Friday I've got to get the van and the Oysters up to Dublin Market, and I've got no one to drive the van this weekend. I don't know if you're busy. I went, and just out of the blue, I got this van, and I drove up at 30 miles an hour, loaded up with the Oysters, drove into the middle of Dublin, unloaded the Oysters in the market, went and played the tournament. I didn't play the main tournament. There was a secondary tournament, and I came 20th. I didn't do bad, I was playing well, and I got a really bad beat, got knocked out. These two players were there and came out and said, we know who you are. And I said, oh, right, okay. So, but, we really enjoyed your play. Would you be interested in having a charity game in Birmingham? So I went, why not? So anyway, they said, we'll get your flights and all that. I parked the car up in Shannon, went back home. And then the next day, I parked the car up in Shannon Airport, and I got a flight out to Birmingham. And I played this charity game, and I had so much fun. I had all the chips. I was winning, but I gave them away because it was fun. Virtually, I called when I shouldn't have, but we had great fun. And the lad said, that was you don't have to go home tomorrow. He said, there's another tournament in Birmingham, a proper tournament. So I went with them to that, and I won. I won 5,000 quid. Came
Not
first.
Bad. Not bad.
Yeah. They went, oh, that's not bad, are you? Well, try again. Next day, I came second. I won another 2,000 quid. They're going, what's going on here? And then the following day, I came first again, and I won another 3,000. And I went, Pat, listen, you can play this game. Do you fancy coming to Vegas with us? And I went, why not? So next minute, I'm on a flight to Vegas. And, he stuck $5,000 in my hand. He said, you're playing for the company now, Johnny Texas Poker. And I had to wear their shirt and everything. Lovely lads they were, Dave Felton, he's a salt of the earth fella, and still a great friend of mine. Anyway, we went out to Thailand, myself, Dave, Johnny Texas himself, whose real name was Johnny Houston, but he called him for the internet company they owned. Yeah. And we hit the World Championships of poker. Once again, I didn't go into the main event because it was £10,000 to enter. Yeah. And a field of 5,000, which is quite a lot in the day, Nowadays it's more than that, 20,000 to enter and even 20,000 entries. But then it was over 2 days. And I thought, I'm not going to do all my spending money in one tournament. So I did all these other tournaments. And then in one particular tournament, there was the guy, I actually read his book, How to Play the Game, and he's sitting on my table. And I couldn't believe it. The best players in the world, Phil Hellmuth, and oh God,
so many. I know. There's so many.
Yeah, when you get to my age, your memory fades a bit. I tell you what, my missus said to me like a few years back. She said, "Do you know what I'm getting you for Christmas?" I said, "Oh, what?" She said, "I'm going to buy you a walking stick, a hearing aid, and a pair of glasses." So your time's up when you...
Not about anyway, age is only a number.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Vegas, and I got world ranking points. I came quite high in one table. We wouldn't have got $250,000. I won 2,500. But just to get the world ranking points, and my little check from the World Championship meeting, the World Series of Poker, I was very proud of that. And we stayed an extra month. I used my winnings. I won a bit more than that. And the boys said, right, time to go home. I said, come on, let's have a laugh, We hired a Mustang convertible and did another month in Vegas, and we just absolutely had a wild time. And then back home to reality. So back to Ireland, and then I went back. They invited me back. I was feeling a bit bored again in Ireland. And then the lads called me again and said, fancy Vegas again? I went, yeah. So I went back out there again, had another great time. But this time, my uncle, who was at the home, he passed away. So I had to go back and finish all the business back in the old house. And then I had to leave the house because he left it to a nephew or something. Yeah. They were going to look after it. So back to London again, bored again, and I thought, well, to be honest, I got in the paper, someone, my ex-girlfriend, she bunny-boiled me. I don't know if you know what that means, being bunny-boiled.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
She sold her stories to the News of the World. And he said, what a bad boy. It's all about her, you know. Well, I don't care, you know. I left her and, you know, it's all water under the bridge. But I wasn't looking too happy. My dad said, Paddy, what's up? And I said, I'm just getting bored with this place. I'm fed up with England at the moment. She said, why don't you pop over to Ireland? That's how I got to Ireland in the first place. And then back to England. And then I seen my brother and he wasn't too happy. You know, I said, come on, let's go to Thailand for a laugh. And we went out there for 2 weeks. And geez, I stayed for 10 years. I loved it so much. I had 2 weeks of so much fun. It was wild, you know. I mean, I've been all over the world filming, you know, but never a place like Thailand where you could just hire a motorbike for like £1 a day, you know, go up in the mountains and like there's elephants and snakes crossing the road and all sorts of stuff, you know. And it's so peaceful and serene and the food was great. And I felt good in myself, you know, I felt healthy and all that. And you know, it was great. And I don't know if you've heard of Brian Jacks, the judo.
Yeah. He
had this resort in Pattaya, a 6-room resort, and he's been in Pattaya in Thailand for years and years. He was actually on his way back from a judo competition in Japan when the flight had problems and they stopped in Thailand. And he got off while they fixed the flight and all that. He went to a hotel, and in that short space of time, he decided to stay a bit longer. And like me, he never came. And Thailand was amazing as well. It was a wonderful, wonderful country. I got married out there.
Yeah.
I was married before, but God bless her, she passed away 2006. And, you know, we were divorced, but we were great friends, you know. Yeah. And, it was very sad, but you know, I was a single man in Thailand and having fun, like, not going too mad, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's a different world out there, and I just loved it.
How'd you find the people? Obviously, the people are really friendly. You always hear the stories. They're really nice people out there in general, you know.
Well, the people are lovely. They call it the land of smiles, and that is the reason. They are very welcoming. I mean, the thing I like about it is they actually respect older people. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of ageism in this country. You know what I mean? If you're not wearing the right clothes, even like, you know, you're old. And I count nowadays being very old. I'm 63, but I'm absolutely ancient. You know? But out there, that's different. You know, if you're in Thailand and you know, I bend down to pick something up, someone will come up and say, "No, I'll do it for you." I mean, I can do it myself, but it's nice. You know.
Yeah.
People actually recognise the fact that you've been there before and you've done it. You know, and you're not stupid. They don't look down on you; they look up to you, which is really nice. You know, I mean, Brian is 73 now, you know, and he's been out there for years, and he's been running this resort. Oh, you could write a sitcom about it. It would be so funny. The characters that come and go, and I see so many people that come, and they spend, you know, maybe a month there that they've been saving up for, and it's cheap. You know, the flights are cheap, the food's cheap. But they spend that month there. And then when they go home, they're crying. You know, they don't want to go home.
They want to go back, and a lot of them do go back. And that, you know, as you say, that's the way it works. A lot of them do go back. Yeah. They stay there.
I mean, to be honest, you know, if you're going to Thailand, you know, don't keep away from any wrongdoing. You know, you have to respect that nation. Don't have a go at the king. It's against the law. We might say, "Oh, that's a terrible law," but you're in their country, so just respect that. I mean. When you have people going to, they actually love their king. He passed away last year, but they absolutely love him to a man, and they've got a right to. You know, he did a lot for Thailand. I don't. Do you want to talk about the King of Thailand?
No, I might, because I know a lot of guys that go over there at Christmas time. They always go over Christmas time, and obviously last year when the king passed away, it might have been towards the end of the year. They were saying obviously a lot of it was shut down and stuff. So the man was well respected, clearly, 100%.